Hey guys, in today's video you're going to learn exactly how to make perfect contact with the ball on every forehand that you hit. Now you might watch the professionals on TV and wonder, how do they make clean contact in the middle of their strings on every single shot that they hit, no matter whether they're pushed out wide, they're deep behind the baseline, or they're making a short ball. Well, by the end of this video you're going to learn exactly how they do it, and I'm going to give you some tips that you can implement into your game to ensure that your contact point is perfect no matter what type of ball you're hitting. So now we're going to talk about the different heights of ball that you will receive. So high balls, mid balls and low balls, and we're going to talk about how the contact point changes depending on the height of ball that you receive. In this video I'm demonstrating with a semi-western forehand grip. Now the contact points change slightly depending on the grip that you have. So for example, if you have an eastern forehand grip, your contact will be a little bit further in front than me with a semi-western grip. I'm talking about on a normal rallying ball, a mid-height ball like this. Whereas if you use a western forehand grip, then you're going to be more tucked in here. So the contact points do change slightly depending on the grips, but I'm going to be demonstrating with the semi-western grip. So with our contact points, we generally want to be contacting the ball in our mid-range contact point as much as possible. So the mid-range contact point is somewhere between your hip height and waist height here. So this is optimal as it's the most comfortable contact point to hit. As well, you're going to be able to generate more power and accuracy with this type of contact point here. You're going to find that you have more swing freedom out to that ball, and you're going to find that the leverage that you can create onto that ball is a lot greater than when you're contacting below your hip here or above your shoulder here. So how do we ensure that we are hitting most of our shots in that mid-range? Well, that all comes down to our anticipation skills and our footwork. So it's really, really critical here that our anticipation skills are on point. So as soon as we see the ball coming off our opponent's strings, we are aware of the ball characteristics. So we're aware of the height, the depth, the direction, the speed and the spin of the incoming ball to us. And that information then allows us to move our feet into a position where we can find that mid-range contact point as much as possible. So what does that mid-range contact point look like? Well, from a frontal view, it looks like this. So my arm is pretty straight here. There's a little bit of bend in my elbow here, but if you are like a Federer hitting an Eastern forehand, you might find that your arm is more straight. But for me, with my semi-Western grip, there's a little bit of bend in that arm there, and you can see that my arm is angled, inclined this way, so that there's enough space between my racket and my body here. So contacting up here too close, I'm going to end up pushing the ball like this, and I'm not going to be able to get that rotation that I need with my trunk and upper body. Whereas if I'm out here, I'm going to find that I'm off balance when I'm hitting, and that's not an optimal place to be there reaching for it. You're not going to be able to find power. So this point here, I'm in my range of balance, and I'm also able to use my whole body behind the ball. So in addition, from the side view on that mid-range contact point, you'll find here that my arm is a little bit bent, but that racket is for sure in front of my body and to the side. However, I'm sure you guys know that you're not always going to have those nice balls where you're going to be able to find that mid-range contact point. There are going to be times where you're going to have to contact up here or down here. So let's speak about now the low contact point and what happens to your contact point when you're hitting a lower ball. So from that frontal view, the low contact point here is going to be closer in to my body. So remember, with the mid-range contact point, it's slightly away, but it's going to come closer to my body. And in addition, from this side view, not only is the racket closer to my body this way, it's also further back. So it's not out in front here, it's here. So these two changes to the contact point on lower balls ensures that I'm in the correct place to be the most balanced as I hit the ball. Because if I were to make contact right out here, you can see that I'm off balance, I'm leaning forward over the shot. Or if I were to hit that lower ball wider here, then again, I'm off balance. So it's all about finding the center of balance and the area in which your body can generate the most momentum and power behind it. It's all about feeling as comfortable as you can. So we've spoken about the mid-range contact point, the low contact point, and now we're going to talk about the higher contact point. So from this frontal view here, the high contact point is now further away from my body compared to the mid and compared to the low, which it has to, because there's going to be a bigger range of motion with my shoulder here to make contact. Because if I'm coming to make contact closer to my body here, like on the mid-range, if I bring my shoulder up, I'm cramped, and this is really not a good place to make contact. I feel like I won't be able to get any power, and it will just be an army shot that I'm hitting down like this. So on those higher balls, you need to have the arm straighter out and the racket is much further away from my body. However, from the side view, my contact point is slightly further back than the mid-range ball, which was here. If I come up here, it's quite uncomfortable for me, and I feel like I can't get a lot of strength out there. I need to be closer to my shoulder to gain more power and force from the shoulder muscle. That higher contact point is going to be closer in to the body around there. So guys, a key tip for you to take away and to practice on the court is to think about a circle of balance around your body. So if you take your arms out and you make a circle around your body, this is kind of the area of balance. The center of balance is going to feel nice and solid in this area. If you fall out of that area though, you're going to find that you're off balance, and this leads to a loss of energy and therefore a loss of power and accuracy. So next time you're out on court, try and think about this circle of balance around your body. Always try and make sure that you're in the circle of balance as you hit. So for example, if you watch me here and I am hitting a mid-court ball and I end up reaching for it, I'm off balance, my body weight is falling to the side and my shot is going to be ineffective. This is the same for both the forehand and the backhand side on your ground strokes. Whereas for example, if I'm hitting that shorter ball and I'm reaching too much for it, you can see my body weight is out of line and I'm tipping forward. So ideally I want my body weight to be balanced here, so I'm going to have to bring my racket back more and closer to my body to make sure that I'm in balance when I'm hitting. So again, this comes down to your footwork. So you need to be moving well enough in order to get to the ball in time, to set up your racket, to set up your feet, and ensure that you're in that circle of balance for yourself as you hit the ball. So something that can really help with this is to ensure that your dominant arm is pointing to the incoming ball. So this non-dominant arm is super crucial for our balance and our stability on the shot. This non-dominant hand acts as kind of a reference point to where the ball is coming to. So for example, if I'm hitting a higher shot, my left hand is going to be higher here and I'm watching the ball come up. Whereas if I'm hitting a lower ball, it's going to be down here. And it acts as kind of a reference point to where that incoming ball is coming to. Whereas if you're not using your left hand at all and you're kind of just hitting like this, you're going to find that you're going to be less aware of where the ball is coming and where you need to be in relation to the ball. So in order to practice this, a really good drill that you can do on your own is just simply drop feeding to yourself and consciously thinking to yourself, where does my contact point need to be? Where should my body be in order to feel the most balanced and comfortable as I'm hitting? So when you drop feed to yourself, make sure you drop feed some high balls, some mid balls, some low balls, some wide balls, etc. so that you're getting that movement as well and you're learning which different contact points you need to use. So let's see that in action. So I'm going to feed to myself here. That was a nice mid contact point range. If I throw one up to myself, that was a high contact point range. I'm going to come down and that was a lower one. So guys, make sure you go out and practice those couple of things that I mentioned in today's video, and you're going to find that your contact points will improve massively. So guys, if you liked this video and found it useful, then please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one to come in the future. I post videos like these every Tuesday and Friday. And guys, if you need some extra help with your forehand, down in the description box below, I have a free guide for you which talks you through the forehand fundamental techniques. So the guide includes visual aids and instructions for you to work through on each key aspect of the forehand. So make sure you go down into the description box and download that one today, guys, to level up your forehand. And guys, I'll see you in my next video.